Hi, this is Elaine Starling, and I'm sharing tips and information that I learned during a stroke when I had a conversation with a higher power, with God. And one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is the concept of ego. Ego is one of the three tools that you receive in order to be really effective here on earth. And ego plays a very, very important role. Ego, first of all, allows you to have a human experience because you are kind of like a pipe that spirit flows through, and everything happens because of you being here, existing, taking action, doing what you do. Everything you do creates a ripple effect, and it impacts everybody around you, everything around you. Everything's connected through electrons and through spirit. And because you're here and that you're letting that spirit flow through you to varying degrees at different times, you're creating that impact and that growth here on earth and in the spiritual realm. And that's what you're here to do. But ego is really vital because unless you have ego, you don't separate yourself from spirit. When you're in that human experience, you tend to think of spirit as something very out there, something that's random, that's periodic, something that is too amorphous to really be relevant to your day-to-day life. And yet, spirit is what's galvanizing you in everything you do. It's really creating that opportunity for you to have this experience. And ego is a bellwether. Ego lets you know what's going on. So the first thing that ego does is it allows you to have a human experience. Now, the second thing that it does is ego allows you to differentiate yourself from other people. Because in your spirit form, you are truly connected to all other spirit. You are a part of all other spirit. Yes, you are a section. So in some ways you are separate and distinct, but in many ways you are a part of the entire cloud of spirit. You're a part of God, and having ego allows you to separate out and go, okay, this is me. This is my physical body. This is my spiritual experience. And you're having a different physical body and a different physical experience, spiritual experience. So ego plays a really important role because if you didn't have ego, you would just totally connect with spirit all the time, spirit and other people, and things would feel so easy and effortless because you would know that you are this incredible creator. You are the embodiment of God, and you can create anything that you choose to experience. You do create everything that you experience. I know a lot of people have an issue with that. I'll talk more about it later. But ego is what allows you to separate yourself out from everybody else. Thirdly, ego allows you to feel good. Ego allows you to have those periods when you don't feel so hot, and then things get better and you feel great. It's like somebody tells you a joke and you were just kind of, going along, and then somebody shares this joke and you start laughing up a storm. You're like, oh my gosh, that's the funniest thing I've heard in ages. That's such a riot. Well, if you didn't have ego, you wouldn't be able to have that perspective of before, during, and after. Everything just is. And so in the spiritual form, there's much more acceptance of everything just is. And so it's perfect because it's just being. There's nothing wrong with it just being. But an ego allows you to discriminate between what's happening and how you feel about it. That's a good way of describing it. So the three key things that ego does for you, singular, sorry. So ego allows you to have a human experience. It allows you to differentiate between yourself and other people. And ego allows you to decide how you feel about something in the moment. Because ego says, hey, this is good for me, or not so good for me. When in reality, everything just is. It doesn't have a good or bad. You're the one creating that good or bad for you through your ego. This is Elaine Starling, and I will share more insights of things that I learned during my stroke when I had a conversation with God. I hope you like this video, share it, and tell your friends, because there's more great information that I'll share with you tomorrow. Take care.